The music, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. Everybody is back. The Versus crew. That's right. Horror Versus has returned, baby.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right. And I don't know. I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing myself.
Somebody needs headphones.
Somebody needs. We got some feedback going on.
Not me.
Not me.
I'm hearing myself.
What is happening?
Do you have the volume up, Preston, on like the replay?
No.
Oh, there.
I don't know.
The volume up, Preston, on like
Jeff is muted.
Oh, there.
Darren, mute yourself for a second.
I don't know. The volume up, Preston, on like
Jeff is muted.
Oh, there.
Darren, mute yourself for a second. we're starting off to a fantastic start here.
We got to get the cobwebs off.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while. That's right. We're live, buddy. What is going on? We got all of these badasses in the house. That's right. Everyone is here. Welcome back, everybody. That's right.
Thanks for having me.
Versus, baby.
In the house.
All right. I'm still hearing the feedback.
Here, welcome back, everybody.
We'll try to figure this out because it's going to be
Start
annoying.
muting us one by one, and we'll find out who it is.
All right. Let me see. Microphone check.
Check.
I think we're good now.
Okay.
Okay.
It might help if I put the mute on the YouTube live that I had on the background.
That's what I thought it was.
That might have been it.
Was you.
I'm to blame.
It's all good. It's all good.
I
brother.
knew who it was. I just wasn't going to call him out.
Oh, he's getting started already.
Oh, man.
What is going on, everybody? Yes, we have a fun one today. And every time we got a good versus, that means it's difficult for Samurai Guy to choose because both of these are fantastic slashers. And I'm like, so I'm going to be like that the whole stream. But I can't wait to hear what all of the other badasses have to say about both films. So for those of you that are new watching and for the new guests that we have here, don't worry, I'll get to everybody in a second. How Versus works. First, we're going to talk about the first movie up front. We're going to go around the squared cycle, and we're going to talk about what we liked and what we didn't like about the movie. And then we're going to do that same thing with the second film. And then at the end of the stream, we will vote, and only one film can win. So that's how it works. All right, so let's see. Hold on one second here. Let's get it crack-a-lacking. Hold on. We got in the house. That's right, Anubis. What's going on, brother? That's right. He knows his metal, and he knows his horror films. It's good seeing you, brother. And this was your suggestion. So nice suggestion, my friend. That's right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Next up, we have, that's right, Mr. Collector himself, YouTuber, influencer, and actor. That's right. Tony of the Dead. Tony of the Dead, son. That's right. The Amityville Karen poster I was busting up, man. He's got it. He's got it.
Yep.
I haven't seen it yet. I messed up and I put it on a hot plate and I friggin' melted it.
Oh my God.
I didn't even notice. So I feel bad because I haven't seen it yet. So I got to figure out. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it again, but I'll have to. I had to see it anyway. Continue. Sorry.
But yes, actor himself, Tony. Welcome back to the channel, my friend.
Thanks. It's good to be back.
Yeah. And of course, the legend himself, Master Chaos, writer, filmmaker, director of the upcoming Headless Horseman. That's right. We got Kate Hodge, Michael Paré, Sean Whalen, and a whole bunch of other extra badasses. That's right. Any news can you share, Master Chaos? Anything?
We're getting theatrical release, and which is shocking nowadays. And it's coming out next week, so next Friday.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll hopefully we'll have a trailer and poster to reveal soon.
Yeah.
I'd like it now, but it's one of those things where it's going to be last minute till it's not.
Right.
I'm excited. Yeah.
All right.
Super quick turnaround. We shot this in May, Was it May or June? I forget. Something like that. I think May.
Yeah.
Yeah, super quick turnaround, but there it is. We got a movie, and it's coming to
Nice.
theaters, and it's also going to be on streaming services everywhere.
Yeah, congrats, my friend. Congrats.
Thank you,
for
buddy.
sure.
And you're a big part of that, man. I can't wait for people to see you in the movie.
This is the one that Samurai was in. I want to see this.
You get some action in it.
It's gonna be hilarious. My part is gonna be funny, but that's how I like it. I like it like that.
Good.
But yeah, I'm excited, Master Chaos, for sure. But yes, now we got these two badass brothers. That's right, the Geare Brothers up in the hazy. We got Jeff and Darren. Welcome back.
Hey guys.
Yeah, man. Good.
What's up, Samurai?
Yeah, man.
Happy to be back. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Been having a blast with these guys. A couple of times they've been on the channel before. We had a great time talking 10 to midnight and all kinds of cool movies. But these two badasses are the script writers for Samurai Guys. That's right. One of the most highly anticipated horror thrillers of the year, the Retaliators. These guys were involved with it, so I can't wait. Soon as I'm telling you right now, as soon as Retaliators comes out in digital, boom, purchase.
Nice.
Day one purchase done.
Thanks, Pat.
There's a lot of stars on that poster.
Well, that's
Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's coming out on VOD very soon. The announcements will be here shortly. It will be within the month of October. I'll say that.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
That's right.
Awesome.
And my brother from another mother. That's right. Joel Vallie, director, writer, filmmaker, Media Glitch son. Good seeing you, my friend.
Hey guys, that's all I got to say.
Great shirt for tonight.
Oh,
Hey,
thank you.
all I know is Media Glitch knows Rastan, so that's my guy. That's my guy right now.
It's probably on my top 10 video games of all time. So
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
I love it to death. And
Hey,
he has a Rastan cabinet, and because of that, I'm gonna watch that movie with all those stars on that poster. My movie doesn't have that many stars. I don't know what I did wrong. I don't even know if it has a star.
Hey, I like Beautiful Prison, Joel. All right, I like Beautiful Prison. I thought it was a legit.
Oh, you're the
legit
one?
film.
Okay.
I'm the one. Damn it! I gave myself away. But yeah, I had all these badasses here on the channel because these guys know their horror, son. So it's going to be a fun discussion. I guess we can go ahead and jump right into it. I'll kick it off, and then we'll go around. Oh, Reggie, you're supposed to be here, bro.
Oh, it's in the chat.
Reggie, you're supposed to be on the show. Nobody reads when I tag people and stuff. Nobody pays attention when I tag.
Hey, we pay attention. We're here.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Reggie, for at least watching. We appreciate it, bro.
I should bring up the chat.
Look at this. Look at this. I had his photo prepared and everything. This guy knows his horror. But no, he's not here. Nah, fuck it. We love you, Reggie. We love you, brother.
He does know his movies, man.
Yes, he does. Me and him had a
He
great time.
says he's been sick, so
Talking about. Oh, well, I hope you feel better, brother. But yeah, we had a blast. Me and him talking about the Stepfather movies. Oh my god, the first two. Oh my god.
now he wants to come in.
Yeah,
They're great movies.
We had so much fun. Oh wait, he's gonna come in. Okay, all right, awesome. I did send you the link, brother.
He's not just sick; he's indecisive.
Well, if he pops up, I'll bring him in, of course, because he's one of the peeps. All right, The Burning, 1981. Now we have a big panel of guests here. So I'm going to be short and sweet with both movies, but I can't wait to hear what everybody else has to say about each of them. Though there's going to be spoilers, you guys. These movies been out since the 80s, so fuck it.
Yeah, if you ain't seen them, there's something wrong with
It's
you.
going to be spoilers. All right.
Too late now.
Yeah, I know. The Burning, 1981. Plot synopsis for those who have not seen the film. We have a former summer camp caretaker who's horribly burned from a prank gone wrong, lurks around in upstate New York's summer camp, bent on killing the teenagers responsible for his disfigurement, directed by Tony Malum. And there is a lot of familiar faces in there. You got Jason Alexander. For all you Bloodsport fans out there, you had Leah Aries in here, who plays Michelle. And yeah, just a plethora. Holly Hunter, a whole bunch of people are in this. All right, so I'm gonna be brief. Let me know if I'm back, guys. Can you see me? We had a little bit of a
I see it.
stalling
see
there.
you.
Okay, cool.
See you.
You
cool.
never went away.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see the
Nice.
Hawks.
So yeah, so Samurai Guy is fired. So 5 billion years ago, this was around the time where I was coming across a lot of because you know me, I'm a big Friday 13th fan. So I was coming across a lot of ripoffs or similar slasher and camp type of ripoffs, but bad ones. And I was just like, oh my God, this is fucking terrible, man. Like these kills sucked, all this. And I was like, all right, what the fuck is this Burning? What is this? So by the time I got to the Burning, I gave up on the bad slasher ripoffs. And like the first 10, 15 minutes, I was bored. And I was like, I can't watch this right now. I let it go because I was an idiot. 5 billion years later, I revisited it and I was like, you fucking idiot. I was like, dude, if I would have just got past that first 15 and just kept going. Yeah, this was a slasher. This is a badass slasher treat. I enjoyed the cast in here as well. And there's definitely some funny moments. But dude, I mean, the gore kills, and I'm not going to ruin it. I'll let you guys talk about the gore kills in here. But Tom Savini was on point, and it was just fucking brutal. And I love what is it, Cropsey, right? That's the name of the killer, Cropsey. Mr. Cropsey. And I'll never do that again. But yeah, it was really just gory, visceral. And I was like, dude, this is legit. This is the fucking shit. Like, what the hell was I thinking? I finally get, Samurai Guy as when I get older, I'm getting a lot more patient with movies. So I loved The Burning, especially. You guys know me. You know me. When it got to the finale, and I was like, what? What? We have a badass set, kind of a layer-esque setting here. What? We about to have a fight? Oh, Samurai Guy, I'm getting excited now. I'm like, wait, we about to have a throwdown. Like, what? This movie's scoring points with me. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. We are about to have a fight, confrontation, beat down, drag out. I'm gonna grab the flamethrower. Everybody's getting fucked up. Like, I was like, dude, I was not expecting that at all, man. Axe to the dome. I was like, yes. So I really enjoyed The Burning. I still think it's an underrated slasher, but Master Chaos, let me know if things have kind of changed now. Do people appreciate it now, you think?
Oh, I think so. I mean,
Okay.
especially those who know that this movie is quite special, and in some regards even tops the first Friday in terms of kills and things like that. But yeah, I think it's absolutely gotten the respect it deserves, at least from the people who understand scary movies. Is it my turn? I don't know if you were just referencing.
Yeah, I segued.
Oh,
actually, you know what? We'll let you go last because I like it when you go last.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah. Darren, The Burning. What'd you think? What'd you like and what you didn't like about it?
Well, one interesting. First of all, a huge shout out to the music in Rick Wakeman of Yes did the score, and just love the score, love the synth score in it, and it's one of the things that I don't want to jump ahead and get into comparisons yet, but I would say it's one of the things that is just really superior is the fact that you just have that phenomenal Rick Wakeman score in it. I feel like it's just aesthetically it's also just a really beautiful movie. It's really well lit. It's really well shot. There's there's just like a really nice just a really nice mood in the film. I actually agree with Master Chaos here. I think in some ways it is superior it's hard to say it out loud because there's just the original is just so, Friday is just so classic, but there's a quality to the kills. The other thing you already touched on, Samurai, is huge. When you see the Retaliators, you'll know because there is a big showdown at the end of our film. I too am a sucker for that, like, last scene mano y mano thing, and yeah, that's the other thing you just really get in The Burning. Also, it's like I also happen to be, I just love this movie for so many reasons. I also happen to be like the biggest George Costanza fan on the planet. So, I watch Seinfeld endlessly. So just the fact that Jason Alexander's in it, it's like, and he's pretty good in it. Like, you can see early on he was a good actor, and so I don't want to go on and on. There's a lot of us in here, but yeah. And then sorry, one last thing I do have to say: Tom Savini. I mean, it's like, it's hard for me not to compare the two because that's what we're doing. But I just love the gore, love the kills. It's just a masterclass. 81. It's amazing.
Nice. Joel.
Can I go later?
Yeah.
I'm eating this steak and
not fair. Not fair, man.
I'm sorry. And,
Yeah,
I talk so much. Every time you have me on this, like, I talk so much. So I'm gonna let everyone else go.
Okay. We'll go to you. We'll go to you, Tony. Go for it, brother.
I don't really have too much to say. I've seen this one less than I have seen Sleepaway Camp, but
shock.
Huh? Ooh. But I always remember Glazer in it. Like, even though he's such a jerk, he's kind of like one of my favorite characters. He's, and
Glazer's amazing. I'm just
do you remember he was in Spider-Man? He was the guy that screwed over Parker with the money, and he goes, "I what do you say?"
That was him.
Yeah, that was him later on in life. But that's just a little thing. But yeah, the cast is great. Even though I guess they're kind of like in their early 20s, but like they really pull off being kids.
Yeah. Like,
especially the girl in the shower, she's like 25 when they shot this. It was like, I guess 24. But yeah, it's the great kills. I remember first watching this, the first couple of times I watched it. It does have that slow burn to it, and I could see why. I have more patience now too. So like back then, I probably would have shut it off too, but I didn't. But I remember like the beginning was so long, and now tonight I watched it, and it was like the quickest I remember. I was like, wow, we're at the action already, and the whole scene with the boat and what's his name getting his fingers cut off, that still goes through me.
Dude,
like the slit across the forehead and everything. It's yeah. Is he the poor man's Balky?
No, man, he made Johnny Five, dude. He's
I know.
He's amazing.
Johnny Five.
Juicy.
But I always think he's Balky, and it's like, no, that's the wrong guy.
Of course he's not. Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a really good movie, good slasher. I think it has obviously more blood than Sleepaway Camp, but there's something about both of them. It's definitely a must see, and I really enjoy it. I never had a bad time watching it, to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah, so
all right.
I don't really have any bad things to say, to be honest.
All right, copy that.
Yeah.
All right, Anubis.
Short and sweet.
I was shockingly introduced to this movie like 2 years ago. I had never heard of it. And I'm part of a Facebook group that deals with grindcore and horror films. And I kept seeing people bring up this name of this movie in comparison with Friday the 13th. And everyone kept saying, no, the Burning's way better than Friday the 13th. I'm like, well, this is interesting. I need to hunt this down, check it out. It was streaming somewhere. Checked it out. Obviously, some of you have mentioned some of the cast. I mean, you have Alexander, Holly Hunter, Fisher Stevens, Brian Backer from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Ned Eisenberg from Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis. I mean, there's a huge cast in here that's just amazing for me. I was kind of surprised when I went to look at the Rotten Tomato score of this. It's actually higher than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah, it was 73% with critics and 60% with the audience. So I was pretty impressed.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
With critics. I'm stunned. Wow.
And really, the thing about this compared to Friday the 13th, this story, I know when it comes to horror that plots generally don't mean a whole lot, but I really kind of felt like the story here was much stronger than Friday the 13th. So
yeah,
this actually is a much, much better movie for me. And of course, Savini doing what Savini does, it's hard not to like it. I freaking love this movie. It became an instant classic for me right away. So yeah, that's pretty much where I stand on it. It's a really, really good film.
Nice. Well said. Well said. Jeff.
Yeah. So, well, I guess I should, be upfront about this at the get-go. This is my first time seeing the movie when you told me about this, and also Sleepaway Camp. I had never seen either movie, so I was like, okay, cool. I get like 2 new horror films to.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm just gonna say that right now.
But I'm happy.
Better late than never.
But I wish I could have been in your spot. You know what I mean? Like to
yeah.
go back and see him for the first time again.
Totally. Right? Yeah. No, I enjoy having blind spots because it gives me a lot of great material to get, in the future and stuff. But because I haven't seen close to everything, obviously. But so here's the thing about The Burning for me. I loved the hook. I can't remember who said it was a little bit. It was you, Fat. You had said that it seemed a little boring in the beginning, or it kind of didn't have your attention the first time you saw it, and then you put it away. My watching of it, I loved the hook. It was one of those things where I was like, man, when you're watching, you're like, I wish I thought of that idea. Like that, it's just so rich from a storytelling perspective. Like you have these kids that are pulling a prank on a camp counselor, goes horribly wrong. He burns almost to death. Goes to the hospital, and when he reawakes, he's on a revenge quest.
Fuck these guys.
Oh man, so good. And I gotta say the practical effects, man, like that arm coming out of the grabbing his hand, he's like, check out this fucking this burned up body. That was so good. So
great scene.
I really loved this. Like, I actually really loved the story, like the setup. The sort of idea that propels the rest of the film. And I love the kills. I thought it was really like I'm for loving horror films. I actually kind of have a weak stomach, and these kills were hard to watch, man. I had to be like, oh damn, they got that gnarly. Okay, like the stuff in the neck and the stomach, like when he kills the prostitute with the scissors in the beginning. Like it's just hanging in there, you know what I mean? Like swishing around. I'm like, dude, it's so fantastic. Yeah, look at that, dude. See how it just kind of like moves in there, mists. And, these are juicy kills, man. So I got to give it up for that. Things maybe I didn't like, I loved the third act, but I felt like it started. I don't know. I didn't really like any of the characters. Does that make sense? Like, I thought I couldn't, like, I was kind of like, well, okay, like the pervert, like if you think about like the perverted guy is kind of like the hero of the film.
The final girl.
the final girl of the film. And I was just like, man, this movie's sick. And then when you put that in this is a little, maybe, putting a little too much hindsight into it, but with, the creator of the film, Harvey Weinstein, maybe it's like, okay, pervert is the hero of the film. Maybe there's something to that.
Yeah, I think the geek was Backer's character Alfred. I think that's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, Alfred. Yeah.
I totally forgot that this is Weinstein's first endeavor, isn't it? Like that's how his production company came about. Thanks for reminding me of that. I totally forgot.
I was shocked.
We weren't gonna talk about
wrote
that.
it.
And they started production before Friday the 13th, I believe, too.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't really call it. It's a pretty original slasher in terms of just like what it's doing, and I enjoyed it. I'll say that, and for the reasons that I gave, and then the reasons I didn't, I couldn't really like any of the characters. It was a little just I don't know.
All right, honesty. That's what we want. But no, you brought up some cool stuff. Copy that. And are you still eating, Joel?
I'll take a break. Here we go.
Okay, go for it.
I mean, everyone said, basically what I would have said. But I agree with Jeff, man. Like for me, the first 15 minutes that you hated was what I loved. Like I loved that whole setup. I loved all that, and I love that you get to see the killer in the first 2 seconds. You're just like, this is your killer, and they don't beat around the bush, and he's still alive because of that hand shot, which is amazing. It's just so like, oh yes, this is awesome, and you're in for a ride, and you got like, I don't want to repeat everyone about the Tom Savini stuff, but it just looks so great, and he's doing what he does best, and I know that he turned down Friday Part 2 to do this movie, and so like,
oh really? Wow.
Yeah, you got to take that into consideration of how awesome. He must have loved that script too.
Yeah.
And I think he had a problem with Jason being older or something like that. I thought I heard that. That's why he didn't want to do too, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, kids. I don't know. But it's like I enjoy watching it. I've been watching it. I put it on every now and then over the years and watch it again. And if anything, you just got to watch it for Jason Alexander to see him with hair. Because what's crazy is he's still Jason Alexander, and he still seems older than everyone else to me for some reason in that movie. I don't know if like he lost all his hair when he lost his hair, or if it was Seinfeld or whatever. But
same type of character.
It's it's just it's awesome to see him that young and still like killing it. Like someone said, like he's killing it every scene he's in. And you're like, oh, I want to see more of this guy, But yeah, so great movie.
Nice. All right, you may go back to your steak, sir.
Thank you. I will.
All right, Chaos.
Well, I gotta say, I didn't discover this movie in the VHS era, which is weird because I should have come across it, but for some reason I just never found it. The first time I saw it was 15 years ago, and I got to see it in theaters. Somebody they were showing a screening at the New Beverly here in Los Angeles, and they had found an uncut print, like with all the gore that we got to see on the Blu-ray. Because for a while, it's been, from what I understand, it's all the gore stuff had been cut out of the versions available for home video.
Ooh.
So yeah, exactly. So I got to see it on the big screen for the first time with everything intact.
Wow.
And from the beginning, I'm like, holy crap, holy fucking crap! Like, how is nobody talking about this movie? This is a good damn movie. Impressive effects. All that stuff that you need in a slasher movie. And at the time, I mean, this is 15 years ago. At the time, no one's really speaking. This is before the Blu-ray came out from Scream Factory and all that stuff. No one, I guess, again, people who know either would discover it or, find it some other way. But it was a eye-opening for me to not have seen this before, but discovering it, I'm very happy that I did. I did take notes. So what I'm going to do is I like to just read my Letterboxd review because I feel it becomes a little clearer and get my thoughts across a little nicer. Excuse me. The other definitive camp slasher that also featured Tom Savini effects, it features a who's who cast of stars that will one day grow up to be household names, but in the meanwhile, they're being brutally butchered. The kills in this are bloody and violent, which is great, but sometimes the killer is illogically placed for these kills. There are a few kills where I still have no idea where the hell he came from, like when Glazer dies, or when the kids approach the lone canoe on their makeshift raft. I guess I just chalk it up to movie magic. The titular burning that opens the movie is horrifying and realistic and certainly sets the grim tone for the movie. The goofiest element of this movie is that these have got to be the oldest summer campers in movie history. They all look like they're 25, with some of them pushing 30. There's nary a teenager in the bunch, and that was a big issue for me. Like these kids do not look like kids. That's the one thing that Sleepaway Camp has on it, is like they're actual kids in the damn movie. Before there was a template for slashers, this movie broke the mold by having 2 final boys instead of a final girl. In fact, most of the people who die in the movie are women, and usually just after we see them naked. So, good job, movie. The Cropsey character is very interesting, and I just wish we saw him more instead of just fleetingly at the end. And that's the biggest damn shame of the movie, that we don't see more of him, because he looked amazing.
Yeah.
Beyond the Savini effects, the movie was directed by Jack Shoulder, who will famously go on to direct Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. So depending on what you think of that movie, he goes on to do that, and The Hidden, which is a masterpiece. We should do The Hidden on a versus. The Hidden and I don't know, something else. But
I Come in Peace.
there you go. Sure, let's do it.
Let's do that,
And then the director, actually, we could do the other movie Tony Malum did, which is Split Second, which is another alien movie.
That's a great movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
So that's me. Those are sort of my thoughts on it. I just think it's a really well constructed movie. Yes, the characters are old, so you kind of have to buy into the fact that they're older people. But I come to a slasher movie for the kills, and this movie delivers, and we get to see all of them. There's no bullshit like off camera. Oh, we should have. Oh, where's Bobby? Oh shit, there's Bobby. He's dead. There's none of that. Bobby's dead all the time. We see all of Bobby's murders, and I love it. Bobby, of course, being standing in for everybody. But Cropsey rules. I think this is a great movie, and I think everybody who hasn't seen it should go out and at least watch it. You don't have to buy it, but check it out because it's really, really solid.
Nice. And hold on a second. We got Billy Zane here.
Hey.
What's going on, Billy Zane?
Demon Night.
Demon Night, yeah, for sure. Did we ever do Demon Night versus Bordello of Blood?
Demon Knight wins, hands down.
I know. It's a bad versus, but I don't think we've done that. I think
is Split Second the one with Rutger Hauer?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Rutger's my man. That's
yeah,
hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk after the stream.
Yeah, we got to do some Rutger. We got to do some Rutger Hauer shit. We need the Hitcher in there somewhere, bro.
Oh yeah,
Hitcher's fantastic. Yeah, but yeah, The Burning. I'm so happy to own it on Blu-ray and rewatching it. It's fantastic slasher. It's fucking badass.
Get out!
Spoilers.
I don't know if you guys know that. That's a second ending that they went back and reshot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess they weren't happy with the first ending, so Tom Savini came in, did the whole head to the axe thing is a second ending that they went with in the end. So
nice. Fun fact. But yeah, he got stabbed. Then he got axed to the head. Then he got set on fire.
Well,
I love that shot where the camera zooms back and it's just his body like impaled stuck to the wood and he's on fire. It's great.
I should have talked about the cinematography in that movie. Actually, is pretty well done for a slasher flick.
Good film. Yeah.
Very good looking. Yeah.
Really good looking film.
All right, 1983, Sleepaway Camp. Plot synopsis. Angela Baker, a shy, traumatized young girl, is sent to summer camp with her cousin. Shortly after her arrival, anyone with sinister or less than honorable intentions toward her gets their comeuppance. Directed by Robert Hiltzik. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Starring Felissa Rose, many others. But yeah, wow. Let's go ahead and jump into this. I'll kick it off, of course. Man. Woo! So
where do you begin?
I seen this long time ago and was not ready, was not prepared.
No one
and
is.
I fucking loved
I
it.
don't think anybody was the first time they watched it.
I fucking loved it. And so many years later, when the Blu-ray came out, I had to buy it because I had to show Lady Fat Blood. So we both watched it here, and I knew it was coming, but she didn't know. And her reaction was fucking great because it's hard to shock her. It's like almost impossible to shock her. She'll be like, "Oh, okay," You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a Serbian film. Like she's like, oh, I like that movie. It's a good movie. Like it's it's hard to shock her.
Love it.
But even she was like, wow, that was impressive. But yeah, I'll be brief with my thoughts. But when I watched it again with her, man, we were laughing hysterically. We were having so much fun with the crazy over the top acting. But they say the thing is like the acting was over the top, but it was so enjoyable. And all of the actors went full. They went all in. They went all in. And we loved it. We were just having a blast. We were laughing hysterically, just having so much fun. The key word there is fun. With Sleepaway Camp until it's not fun, until it goes in another direction and goes, "Gotcha, bitch!" Right? But yeah, you're gonna lose the staring game with Felissa Rose. You're gonna lose the staring game. Do not put your money up. You're gonna lose it. She's gonna take your money away for sure.
Yeah.
And this character, this cook, is like more disgusting than Cropsy. This guy is so fucking wrong and gross.
Is that Tony?
What's up?
Is that Tony?
No.
No.
I was only 3 years old in '83, so it's not.
And you got speaking of crazy, memorable characters, this one right here, I will.
Oh yeah.
I will let you guys talk about that character. But yeah, it's just a fun, hilarious slasher that you didn't see that ending coming at all. And endings like that stick with you; they stay with you. And it still has that same effect, you know. Even though I know it's coming, it's still like just the way it's directed, the music. And I get a little chuckle out of it now, but just it's top tier slasher, 80s slasher, Sleepaway Camp. I had a lot of fun with it, though. I can't think at the top of my head anything too negative about it, despite this guy being really gross. but that was perfect because we got to see him get his comeuppance. All right,
there it is again.
All right, Darren, Sleepaway.
So. You know, the other thing that I love about Sleepaway Camp, obviously the instant go-to is the insanity of the twist ending. But I think what's so great too, and what not a lot of people talk about, is that it's a 1-2 punch, and that's what I think makes it such a shocking moment, because the other twist nobody talks about is that you don't know what she's doing, rocking and sitting there. And that was the other big shock, is that she's fucking chopping his head off. And when the head rolls into frame, I mean, I don't know. It's such a great twist, because the writer, director, whoever, it's like, we're going to shock you in both ways. So it's like, while you're still reeling from one, now we're going to blow your mind with the next. So it's I think it's something to really just admire, just about, obviously the whole movie leads up to that, but it's like the sweetest character, the sweetest kid. And just, you would not, I don't know. I just remember being as equally as shocked as that, you know. It's like, wow, you know, it's the other thing that's so great about it is I love the inventive and yet ridiculously lame at the same time kills. You know, I love that the kills they're not very gory per se. They're not as satisfying as you know, what you get in The Burning. But or movies like that. But I love just the, you know, the fucking hanging the bees in the bathroom. I mean, it's just, there we go. That's a great effect. That's actually nice. But yeah, you know, it's just, and I forget who. I think it might have. I don't. It might have been Media Glitch. Or no, it's Master Chaos. Or a few of us pointed out, these feel very much like authentic teens, real teens, you know. Yeah, and there was an authenticity there that was nice, and for that reason, I'm actually glad it doesn't go into the TNA territory that we're usually in. That's part of the good part about The Burning. It's like, okay, the shower scene's there, but she's 24, so it's all good. But yeah, that there's an authenticity to it that's really nice too. Yeah, it's I mean, really the only it's just a classic all around. The only thing I really just wasn't crazy about, and it's pretty nitpicky, is just the music. I would have loved if you would have put like a synthy score in there. It just would have made a huge difference for just my taste. But yeah, again, whether it's that John Carpenter, but that Rick Wakeman hit it great in The Burning. That's really it. Other than that, just super fun and great to show people that have never seen it.
Yes, and film their reactions, which I should have did with Lady Fabulous. All right, let's go to Jeff.
Yeah, well, yeah, I wish I would have filmed my reaction. That's for sure. I really loved the film going through it. It kind of felt a little like Fast Times in a way, and I think that was the reason I was thinking that was just because of what Darren, you were saying, the authenticity of it, just feeling like these are real teenagers. This is how teenagers really talk, like they're crass and they're kind of mean to each other, but I really love that. And I gotta say, we usually do like we've done your show before, Sam. We've done like MVPs and stuff. I gotta say, dude, Artie is probably my MVP. He was so disgusting, but like it was like shocking how they went there, though. That's what I was like, is this guy really having this guy creep out on kids? Like the kids are all running in, and he's like, "Oh, look at them little chickens," and I'm like,
"Oh yeah."
Really? Like
but and then the line that he says afterwards.
Where I
come from, we call them baldies.
Yeah. Makes your mouth water too. And then Ben's like, "Hey man, don't you think they're a little young?" You know what I mean? He's like, "I just think you're too old."
Oh,
God. Like laughing about it. I was like, "Holy crap, dude! This is."
Jeff, so, I gotta argue with you on one little point. Not to interject, but MVP. I'm shocked you went with him because
there's Gino.
The fucking old guy that's losing his mind. Yeah,
Mel.
Dude.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Dude, he is fucking. It's like he is. That's one of the most ridiculously written characters of all time. Like, what is he fucking carrying on about? It's like it makes no sense.
And the way he acts it out.
He's one of the luckiest guys in the movie.
He escalates. Yeah, he's like losing his mind.
Yeah, he's my MVP, bro.
That's great. Well, it's hard with Artie because Artie's barely in it. Like, I feel like they pulled him off too soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you could have kept, I don't know. But his kill was also great too, getting the boiling water. Well, and it wasn't a kill; it was just an attack. And actually, that's what I really loved about this movie too. Is you were looking for the first kill, but the first kill wasn't a real kill. It was just a really gruesome attack. And so I really love that about it. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that really, I actually really loved the special effects. And one of the ones was the snake coming out of that dude's mouth, or that dude's mouth. I was like, damn, that looks really creepy and cool. Yeah, man, that freaking twist, man. And Darren, I love that you described it as that 1-2 punch because I remember sitting there going like, oh, like I didn't think it was her. I actually thought it was like maybe the brother or something. And they just showed it and I was like, wait, what's she doing? And then the head, and you're like, oh my God. And then when it stands up, I was like, oh shit, dude, there? Like in its full nudity. That's what was so shocking about it.
Man, I wish I would have been with you.
And it was just like front up. It was like the whole thing, and it was making a weird noise, like
yeah.
What is being communicated here? Is it like a beast? I thought it was just a killer. Like it was really. bizarre. But I'm so glad you told me not to look up anything about
Yes,
Samurai.
I warned him. Like,
Very,
don't watch
very
trailers,
good.
don't
Good
watch
man,
good
reviews,
man.
spoilers. Just
Fuck,
going
dude, I
blind.
wish I would have watched it with you,
Only
Jeff.
exactly. The only thing I regret about watching it was not watching it with somebody, because it was a
Oh,
very
man.
it was like, who do I like let this energy out to? Like, 'cause, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't call Darren because we don't want to talk about it before. And
I've got Sleepaway Camp is on my wall, actually, and so for some weird reason, I always just assumed you'd seen it. I never would have thought. Burning, I understand that people miss that one gets missed, but I thought for sure you'd seen Sleep. That's my fault for not.
Joe Bob has a thing on Sleepaway Camp, but I just never felt the mood of like, okay, let's do Sleepaway Camp. So I'm glad
It's a good one. He has Felissa Rose is there on the set. Yeah.
Yep.
She's
She's a
awesome.
regular in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice,
she's awesome.
All right, Jeff. Thank you for that. Hey, it's perfect timing, Jeff. Straight for horror verses, man. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Love the characters in it. I thought the characters were really good.
Tony, I got a quick question, and then you can talk, my friend. I heard a rumor. Let me confirm it, please. That a lot of the scenes they filmed with the cousin to kind of like some of the kills, like
all
the
of them
silhouette.
are.
Oh, okay. So Joel confirmed it. All right.
No, all the murder scenes
To kind of fake out the audience, right? Is that right, Tony?
Well, yeah. That's actually the one complaint I have, because it's too cleaned up on Blu-ray that you could clearly see
Yeah.
the face.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tony, go ahead, man. We'll segue to you.
Well, Sleepaway Camp's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I don't know if it was the first time seeing it with my cousin, and like I was like, what the fuck is this? I never heard of it before. And then of course the ending came up, and it's like everybody says, it gets burned into your brain. Like, you picture that, and she takes all her pictures with everybody with that face too, when at conventions, which is great. I was trying to send it to you. So that's
I got you, Tony. I got your back, brother. I got you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, she was great to meet. It took forever in that line, but
I bet.
Whatever. I technically got to watch Sleepaway Camp with her, because over at the ending part, she came over and stood like right by us. Wow. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, I normally don't like off-screen kills, but for me, I think it works in this film. I think it gives you like your imagination, and then like with the bees, that bees part, like that always like bothered me, because like I'm like, how do they, like, is that a fake person, or is that a real person that's trained that can do that? Like,
that's a mannequin for sure.
Is it a mannequin?
Yeah.
Because I always thought, when I first saw it, I thought, wow, who the hell's letting bees all over their face? but like that was like, cool. And everybody kind of deserves it in a way. Maybe not to die, but like they deserve like to get stung by some bees, maybe. But like it's just a great movie. And then the sequels are a little more goofier, but I love the sequels.
Yes, they're fun, man.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I think one of the worst kills out of all three is the latrine, where her head's in the crap. That's gross.
Oh, it's so nasty.
Yeah, but I think out of all the kills between the burning and Sleepaway Camp, I think probably the worst one is the guy that didn't die in the beginning with that water. It's like horrible. Like he probably wanted to die after that, but yeah, it has a charm to it. I have witnessed my wife watching it for the first time in the ending. I got to see her reaction to that, and everybody has the same reaction. But yeah, it's I don't think it's for everybody. I think some people might find it dull, but I don't. I love it, and
it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
Yeah. Even Felissa Rose, like she was talking, like they were saying like, oh, she kind of thinks maybe it wasn't all Angela, that it was her cousin helping out, but like because you don't really she even says like maybe you never confirmed it, but I kind of think maybe her because he was there for her, always protecting her, and so who knows. But yeah, it's definitely a great movie. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all I could say.
Man, first we had Billy Zane. Now we have Sam Elliott watching right now. Oh my
Fear.
God, man.
Legend.
Samurai Guy's moving up, man. I'm moving up the
style, dude.
ranks.
Yeah.
I think it's because the brothers are here.
Wade.
Yeah.
That's what it is. All right, Anubis.
Well, again, I was kind of shocked. This holds at 81% with the critics and a 59% with the audience. So that's
Wow. The audience.
Dude, this should be the other. Wow.
I would have totally guessed the opposite.
The audience is 51%.
59. So 1% less than The Burning. Yeah.
How many reviews on the?
I didn't really check how many reviews. I would figure though there'd be quite a few, but
Yeah.
Wow.
Obviously the crying game ending scene is iconic. It's everybody talks about it, and really Felissa's face and sounds coming from her are just terrifying.
Yeah.
Can never get that image out of your head. As most of you said, the kills are not as gory, but I think that the kills in the movie work perfectly with the plot because as Tony pointed out and some of the others, like some of these people that are dying are people that are just shitty human beings to begin with. And you got bullies and everything else. So it's like you don't really feel any sympathy for them. But they're not over the top gory. You just get a sense that it's like, who is this? It could be the cousin or whatever. But the most impressive thing, though, about the film, and it's really just about Felissa Rose as an actress, as a person, is I think she's generally a great, great person. And Tony, he's actually met her. Everybody I've ever heard that's ever talked to her or met her, she's very lovely, humble. She actually owns that role. Like, she has no problem. Like, some people, when they do horror, they're like, don't want to talk about it. But she's not one of those people. She loves it. Jeff mentioned Joe Bob Briggs. I watch him a lot. She shows up on there all the time doing stuff with him. And she seems like a really, really great person.
Nice. Copy that. All right, Joel.
Sit back, kids, because I got some stuff to say. First of all, I'm not even gonna hide it. Sleepaway Camp is one of my favorite films of all time.
All right.
I love this movie, and if you don't know, if you haven't seen this is Beautiful Prison, right? This is my movie. I love it so much that I had to have a crazy ending, and the girl at the end had to be named Angela. And even Aunt Martha is mentioned in here. Oh, wow. And there's a lot of references, and that's how much I love Sleepaway Camp. And I was always, I made this, I lived in Mexico at the time. All my features have been made in Mexico until I moved to America. And I always wondered if Felissa ever had known, if she ever knew that, right? If she had. And then, crazy as it sounds, about 3 weeks ago, I got a FaceTime call from her. And she was on set, and someone on set was there. Hey, have you ever seen Beautiful Prison? Did you know this, this, and this? And she called me, FaceTime me, and we talked about Sleepaway Camp and how much I loved it. I saw it when it came out, not in the theater, but day one release of VHS for rental, right?
Wow.
Me and my cousins, we see it on the shelf, brand new. Let's get this thing. Boy, we had no clue what we were getting into as kids. And I was young enough that I think we had to have an adult to rent. Usually an adult was there to rent those for us. I mean, my mom took me to see the Hellraisers when I was a kid. So,
you guys are lucky. All of you guys are lucky.
Mom, dude.
Oh no, my mom. I remember being a little kid and her making me watch Jaws because she was terrified. And now I can't even get in the water. So that, it screwed me up. But all my life, we always watched horror movies together, me and my mom.
That's
and
awesome.
Man, when we seen that ending, to this day, I can't think of another ending in a movie history that has rocked me like that. Mm-hmm. We just kept rewinding it and pausing it and rewinding it and like what is this? This is the craziest thing we had ever seen. And
it's like Blade Runner.
And it was it was just like, and that's why when I made my first feature film, I was like, I gotta have a crazy ending, and I gotta have a girl named Angela. And you know what I mean? You'll see it if you ever see that. But I love like The Burning. I didn't want to say this, but I agree with Jeff. I don't care about the characters. I didn't like them, right? In this movie, every one of these guys is interesting. Like there's not a dull character in this movie. They're all so crazy, out there, wacky, and interesting. And yes, Aunt Martha, of course, probably one of my favorites. You know, that's why I mentioned her in another one. Even in the new movie that I'm writing, you know, they walk through Arawak or what is it? Arawak. Forest to get to where they got to go. Like I'm always going to be putting Sleepaway Camp references in everything I do till I die. That's how much I love this film. And I know we're supposed to vote at the end, but I'm voting now. That's Sleepaway Camp.
That's fine.
But the thing is, the characters are so rich, so interesting. You can watch it. The shorts ahead of its time, gay themes, all this stuff that's coming at you. It's just like, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And though it may not have the deaths that The Burning does, but the deaths, I love that they're all justified. Like it's a bully movie. She was bullied, and they got it. The other thing I will say is they shouldn't be totally crazy, over the top, gory kills, because it's a 13-year-old. These are kid. This is a kid killing.
Good point.
You see what I'm saying? So I feel like it all fits with the film. And I mean, there's all those those crazy things. Oh, to get back, you said about the killer hands. The cousin did it, all the hand stuff, because the mom didn't want her to be killing. I just want to put that out there. Like, didn't want her to actually be doing the killing.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just man, I love this film. I mean, it is crazy. All the stuff that happens, all the stuff that's going on, what Martha did to that girl or to that boy, you know, and then the iconic ending that to this day, I mean, tell me a movie besides Blade Runner that has that kind of ending. I'm just kidding. But
here's a question for all of you. You can answer this right now.
Nope.
That's a hard no.
Is that
No,
for,
there's
is
no
that
way.
for Sleepaway Camp?
Sleepaway Camp, yeah.
No.
I don't think so. I don't.
Actually, maybe it can. A transgender killer, absolutely. That might actually be a
But
big
here's
deal.
the problem. In the last couple of years, because it's really embraced by the gay community, but in the last couple of years, I feel like the transgender community has come against it.
Yep.
Because they're trying to say that it's saying, oh, because he's the transgender.
Transphobic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Right. So that's a big no then.
I never took it that way though.
No,
I mean,
it's not supposed to be.
watching it.
It's not supposed to be, but that's
Right.
how society is.
I don't think you could even base it on that anyway, because that kind of thing, favor with the norms can always change and they can flip and all that. I just think the reason I would say no would just be because, I don't know. I think the charm, there's just a charm, the 80s-ness of it. I think even if they tried to replicate it, I don't think you could capture just what they got right there. They would try to mimic it, and it just wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would never feel the same.
It seems like it's hard to do remakes of movies with big twists too. You know, that seems a little challenging because it's like that cat's already out of the bag. People can look it up, and it's like, yeah, I mean, you could do something like that with like Top Gun because there's not some huge twist at the end. You know what I mean? That like, everyone already does.
But I love that the twist, you still got that twist. This many years later, Jeff, you still got that twist. And I love that.
Yeah.
That made me so happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it was really satisfying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've never had a twist like that before.
Yeah.
And I don't think that, you couldn't remake it. You know, you definitely couldn't put the line where I come from. They call them baldies. Like, they just not put that into a...
This character wouldn't even be in the movie,
No.
in the remake. He wouldn't even be in the remake. But no, I agree with you, Joel. But but the finale, the twist works because of everything involved: the directing, the performance from the lead actress, the music, and really what kind of makes it really creepy. Once you get over the shock, you're like, oh, wow, I wasn't expecting that. But what makes it creepy though, what makes it more shocking, is her performance and the fact when the camera pans back, you see that like the mask, like it looks weird, it looks off.
Like I feel like
makes
if
it more
would have been
creepy
her
or something.
It is a mask.
That's why it works.
Yeah, I felt like if it would have been her, you know, and they would have done a prosthetic or something, and not a mask. There's something about the creepiness of the mask that looks like her,
so scary.
And it's just so freaky. Then you add that crazy score that just in your face, and then you add, you know, her little noises that she's making.
Yep.
It's a masterpiece of an ending for a beautiful film, Sleepaway Camp.
All right. So Joel is voting for The Burning. All right. Chaos.
Well, you know, we've sort of all sidestepped around this. We've talked about the surprise ending. No one's actually said what it is. So spoilers for Sleepaway Camp if you haven't seen it, anybody in the chat. But she's a man. Einhorn is Finkel. She got a dick. You know, that's
Wiki.
Get right to the point. No pun intended.
You know, and I love this movie. I've watched it, you know, since I was a kid, rented it on VHS, and it was, you know, obviously it was that ending that made me keep coming back and revisiting. I mean, it's a party movie. It's a Halloween party. Your friends over. Hey, let's watch Sleepaway Camp. It's a fun movie as opposed to The Burning, which is more of a, you know, it's a darker, drearier, you know, scarier movie. Sleepaway Camp is a party movie. You know, it's definitely the one that, like, I mean, my kids love horror movies. We're watching a whole bunch of stuff. I haven't shown them either of these movies. But if I had to pick, I would go with Sleepaway Camp first because of the ending, but not because I think it's a superior movie. But I'm not voting yet. But sorry, Joel. but by the way, Joel, I just added your movie to my Tubi, so I'm gonna be watching that, man.
Hey,
there'd be two people that saw it.
So. You that, I'm gonna review it.
All right.
Here's one thing I'll say.
Is it on Tubi?
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna do it right now.
Don't read anything on it.
Okay.
Yes, the plot synopsis ruins it because they're idiots.
If you see all the distributors, they gave it away.
Oh
man.
And I was like, what the heck? Well, you guys know you're in the movie business. When you sell it, you sell it. What do you got to do?
What's it called again, Joel?
Beautiful Prison.
Joel, hold up the movie real quick.
There we go.
Hey, there it is. Nice. There you go.
Nice.
And it's as much as I love horror and everything, it's not a horror movie.
Okay.
Just know that.
Right. But I enjoyed it, and I actually had a poster in here to show it, Joel, earlier. But StreamYard gets rid of your images sometimes. I don't know if you guys have you had that happen to you, Tony? Or Chaos? You put images in StreamYard, you back out,
I guess.
And then when you go live, sometimes a few of those images you put in there are gone. You got to re-put them in. It's annoying. So
that happens if I have to show videos. Like if I go out of the studio and come back, I have to re-add my videos.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass. All right, Chaos.
All right. I actually did work with Felissa. She's in my second movie. When I shot out in Florida, so she had to fly out. I spent a lot of time with her.
Oh, what's that?
She's amazing. You know, we spent a whole day driving around, working on her character. You know, it was a day off, so she was there basically on vacation. So we hung out. Lovely lady, and you know, we talked about Angela. We talked about how she got into that mindset and all that stuff. And I said, "So tell me about this ending. Like, what was, like, where did you find that dude?" And she's like, "No, it was just some guy from town that we paid him. He got drunk and then he got naked, and then they put a mask on to look like my face, and that was the movie." So I was like, "Wow, okay." You know, I was like, "Oh, there's this like all this planning involved with this ending." Like, no, like, hey, dude, take your dick out. Let's put you in the movie. You know. So and you know, and even the first time I watched it, for me, it was kind of obvious it was Angela. I mean, it was between her and Ricky, but I kind of felt like Ricky was the focus. He was the red herring guy. Even Mel was like, it's got to be him. I was like, I think it's Angela. It's almost too obvious that it's Angela. And when it was her, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, wait, what? And then cut to credits. So I think that's the magic of the movie. That's where the movie really gets you.
Yeah.
And rewatching it now, it's one of those things where what would happen if that movie didn't have that ending though? Where would that movie be? And I think that's what sort of like, that's where my deciding factor is going to be. I'm going to say, forget the surprise ending. If it was just a slasher movie,
but it's not. It has that ending though.
It does have that ending. It's true. It's true, but it's a gimmick to me, and I feel like that doesn't necessarily enhance the plot. I'm just going to address my notes. I'm going to adjust my notes real quick. It feels like a genuine summer camp movie because the kids are the correct age. I really like that. One thing I didn't appreciate about the movie is all the cutoff shorts and shirts and Daisy Dukes that the guys are wearing. You know, we get a ton of naked dude butts and no lady parts. That does not make me happy.
You get the tube socks.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, even Meg is taking a shower and she's got to be of age, right? She's a counselor. just tilt down a little bit.
A side boob.
Right. Come on, movie. Anyway, so that I was like, come on. Now, a lot of the kills were off screen, which that's a big pet peeve of mine. And I know all filmmakers, we know production wise, we can't get the effect. We don't have the effect. We don't have the blood. We can't afford it. So you had to try and be creative about it. I get it, but it's still disappointing to me. And I just keep going back to that ending. If that ending wasn't there, how would I feel about this movie? How would this movie last? How would we perceive it? You know, would it go on to be a classic? Would anybody remember Felissa Rose? I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, nobody from The Burning is doing conventions that I know of.
Right.
But beside the point, the characters here are very different. I can't say that I liked them because a lot of the kids are kind of assholes. but you know, to Jeff's point, they do have characters. They're people. You know, they feel alive. And one negative against The Burning, I think, is everybody's very generic. There's no one that really stands out except for Alfred, who kind of pops out as our de facto perverted final boy, nerdy guy, strangeness. But I dig that because there's no movie like that. But I love the characters of Sleepaway Camp. Again, it's a party movie. It's a fun movie, but it's not a movie that you would put on to go, this is a scary movie. You want to see like a primo slasher. This is a slasher movie. This feels more like I'm not going to say it's a spoof because it's not that, but it's certainly more of a tongue-in-cheek movie. Campy, super campy. Not in a negative way, but certainly these are the same movies in a way, but different flavors. I'll leave it there.
All right.
I think that ending's pretty scary.
Well,
sure. We went through everyone already, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we get to the vote, you know, Samurai Guy got to play the clip now.
How can it be? God, she's a boy.
Is that a different?
I like it. He's right where it was.
Yeah, you can see why it's
like
that in your brain.
Yeah.
Perfect placement.
Yeah,
your head was right there, Samurai.
And he's doing this.
You should have stuck out your tongue, dude.
Anubis, can you do the tally today for us?
Yes.
The voting tally.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. I always go last. That's tradition. So it's time to vote, baby. Here we go. And when we vote here, and this is what's cool about Versus, when we vote here, it could be for any reason. You could be a critic about it, or you can be biased, or you can be like, hey, that movie had hotter chicks than the other movie. It could be for any reason, your own personal preference. That's what's cool about Versus. You can vote for whatever reason. All right, Jeff, I'm putting you on the spot.
Oof.
Who you got? Sleepaway or The Burning?
You know, I'm gonna have to go. I feel like it's obvious what I'm gonna pick at this point. It's Sleepaway Camp. 110%. I'm very
look at that
on this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to give a little spiel on my reason for it, or are we
sure.
cool?
Why not?
Okay.
Go ahead. I thought you were going to say you were going to vote for the Retaliators, but but yeah, go ahead.
I didn't know it was in play. You know what I mean?
No, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
I actually really appreciate Master Chaos, what you were saying about it, because it had me thinking about it, you know, kind of critically, like, okay, would I like this movie if it had a different ending? I think it's a great way to kind of gauge how much you enjoy the movie too. And I have to say, you know, I would have. It wouldn't have been as shocking, but I still would have enjoyed it more than The Burning because I really loved the characters. Now, I don't mean that I liked them as people, like, oh, I want to hang out with this person, but they were so rich and bizarre almost. You know what I mean? You know, I knew names by the end of it, like, oh, that's Gino, that's, you know, Meg, and, you know, or Judy and stuff. So I think that kind of gives it the edge. I mean, look, yeah, if I go back, I'm going to sense some story problems or whatever. But I think because it was a fun party movie, in a sense, like, it's easy to forgive all that stuff because you're having fun. With The Burning, you know, I had some real issues with, like, you know, I would have preferred the guy who got burned alive to be more likable, and that the burning is what kind of turned him into more of an evil guy. And not to have killed the prostitute, I would have liked to just see him go for the kids. There were just things like that that just felt a little like, okay, you know, give a little more for the killer.
He's just a dick.
Good point.
Like, if he was a sweet guy, you know what I mean? That the kids are pulling the brake on. You know, they burn him alive. Like, that's so much crazier to me. But, you know, is what it is. Sleepaway Camp, 110% for me.
All right, Anubis.
But I'd recommend both these movies to any horror fan, straight up. Especially if they have never seen either one, because they're both just really good. With Sleepaway Camp, though, its greatest scene is also its greatest weakness. And I say that because, like, I think of, like, M. Night Shyamalan and his movies when he has those twist endings. Once I've seen movies like that, the thrill's kind of gone. So when I go back to stuff, I've already kind of like, I know what happens with the twist ending. The Burning isn't very original in terms of, like, grand horror, but the kills are much better. I just find more entertainment out of it than I would Sleepaway Camp. So my vote is going to The Burning.
All right, we are 1-1.
He's got to disagree with me. See that? Every show.
I'm with you, Joel. I'm with you.
Joel, he just made it all up that things didn't work out. You know, he just wanted, he made excuses.
I had to be here.
He had this whole awesome speech about Sleepaway Camp, and as soon as I went on the show,
I blew off a festival just to be here.
All right, Darren.
You know, it's so funny. This is like, whoever was this, you, Anubis, that thought of this topic?
Yeah. Yep.
That was you. In many ways, this is a very good Sophie's choice of putting two horror flicks up against each other, because and I think Chaos, you kind of tapped into it pretty well, which is that these are very different. It's weird. They seem like they belong right next to each other, because of the setting and because of the time and place that the film came out. But they're very different flavors. That's a good way to put it. You know, it's like you've got The Burning that has this very dark, grim tone. It's hard because there are many, in my mind, there are superior things about The Burning. I think it's better looking. I think it's better shot. It's better scored. I think even better acted. The characters are a little more generic, but yeah, you've got much better kills. But Sleepaway Camp, there is just this my love of exploitation B cinema and movies that are fun for the sake of entertainment makes me really love Sleepaway Camp. And, you know, it's a good debate to say, Anubis, you got me with the M. Night thing, man. Like, what a great point. I agree with you. Jeff and I talk about it all the time. We actually are not, we always talk about how we're not fans of twist endings. There are the classics that are phenomenal, but I think it does mess with the rewatchability, because especially when it hinges on the whole thing. I will say about Sleepaway Camp, there is something about it that I think it retains its rewatchability because you're kind of watching, it's threaded through the whole thing. You know, it's sort of, it feels obvious as you rewatch it in a way. So, you know, as opposed to Jeff, who was very, very adamant with the 110%, I'm kind of shocked at that. I'm going to give it to Sleepaway Camp.
Wow.
But by a nose.
Wow.
By a nose. Because
Right.
I love The Burning. And I would say you got to recommend it for two different kinds of horror fans or just two entirely different moods. You know, it's both are high recommendations.
That was a great setup, Darren. Good job. You had me on. I was like, oh, he's going the Burning. He's going the Burning.
I know he kept going back and forth. He was like,
it would have been perfect if he just said by a penis. You know, that would have been perfect.
Had to buy a pube.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
damn it. I should have thought of that.
All right. So, Sleepaway Camp for Darren and Joel, because we know Joel where he's going. So, where are we at now, Anubis?
Sleepaway Camp 0, Burning 10. 3 for Sleepaway Camp and 1 for The Burning.
Okay. Tony.
Well,
who's going to win this one?
I said in the messages I'm a little biased because this is one of my favorite movies. And it seems like every time I say that and then we do one of these shows, I start going the other way. I'm like, wait a minute. I kind of like the other one more. But this isn't one of those times. My vote for Sleepaway Camp.
Oh, hold on. Let me blow that up. Tony, that's awesome.
That's
hold
funny.
on. Let's see it.
Oh, she signed it. Nice.
That's sick, dude.
I got
awesome.
Ricky on there too.
Nice.
That is amazing.
Nice. Sweet.
Awesome.
And I'm not saying I hate The Burning. I love it.
Also, what's his name was there too. When I went to first meet her, she was sick, and she'll bring it up. She brings up the Scranton thing a lot, but she actually mentioned on Joe Bob too when she was sick, and I was like, oh my god, that's where I was. But I met what's his name too, that played little Angela.
Mm-hmm.
What's his brother's Michael on Mike on the Jersey Shore.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I have no idea.
I mean, the situation. That guy is the brother of the guy who played the little kid.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Very nice guy.
Well, isn't James Earl Jones' son in that movie too, right?
Whoa, what the hell? We got haunted ghosts.
Haunted ghosts.
It's cats. Cats did something.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is that your house, Sam?
Uh-oh. Was it Jeff?
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
If Jeff comes back in frame with his penis out, I'm going to be really upset.
He's like, here's that
Better not be what
10%.
this is.
Was that you, Jeff?
No, it's my cat.
Oh, okay. Cat. All right, Chaos.
Joel, by the way, Felissa does non-union, so she's easy to work with. If you want her in your movie, it's literally an email away. She's down to work.
I had never thought about it, and I was just like, when she surprised me with this FaceTime call, and she's in a makeup chair. I can't say too much what the makeup was, because she's on.
Sure.
Yeah, but I was like, I do need to cast her. Like I love this movie so much. I need to cast her. I also need the name of your movie that you did with her.
That one's called Corpses Are Forever, and I don't know if it's available anywhere at the moment, but it was a James Bond meets zombies movie. Shot on 35 millimeter, one of the last indie movies shot on 35 millimeter.
Nice.
Ridiculously
James Bond
expensive.
meets zombies. I'm
Yes.
in. I'm sold.
It was a good time. Okay. Anyway, I still can't get the image of Joel and his mom doing enhance on the picture of the genitals, close up, zoom in,
That wasn't with my mom. That was with my cousins.
With your cousin, okay. Your mom.
It was just trying to like, what is going on here? We had never seen nothing like that.
Absolutely. No, here's the thing. I've seen Sleepaway Camp so many more times than The Burning, but I wanted to approach this as a blank slate as possible. If somebody handed me 2 slasher movies, which one would I like the best? And before I rewatched them, I would have said Sleepaway Camp. But coming in blank slate, I think The Burning is just a way better movie. You know, I'm gonna appeal to my baser instincts. You got some nudity. I like some nudity. You got great gore, not just gore, but like realistic shit. Fingers. I mean, even just like the part where the girl gets like chopped on her forehead with like part of the blade, like that looks so real. There's so much of it. They're like, oh my god, I'm scared for these kids. This is horrifying. And then when you see Cropsey again, 2 movies where the killer is sort of obvious. You see Cropsey, you're like, damn, oh my god, they went full Freddy Krueger with this guy. I wish there was more with him. That's still kind of a negative. Yeah. And the editing in that barn is really wonky because there's a part where Alfred's up against the wall and you see the killer's hand on his neck. Like, wait a minute, but the killer's over there with the flamethrower. So who the hell is that? There's a lot of weirdness to it. But as a pure slasher movie, as a pure balls to the wall, blood and guts, I'm gonna give it to The Burning.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Gotta be honest here on Versus, man. For whatever reason.
But I'll probably watch Sleepaway Camp way more times before I ever revisit The Burning.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like Schindler's List is an awesome movie. It's a better movie than a lot of movies, but I'm only gonna watch it once. It's
right.
Like I usually go for fun, entertaining, like what's happening for me. Yeah.
Right. All right, so Samurai, not that it matters, but fuck it, I'm gonna talk about it anyway. This was extremely hard for me to pick, really, 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 really hard.
Yeah,
but
it's hard. This was a hard one.
If you know Samurai Guy, what Samurai Guy like the motherfucking gory kills, son. I like them slasher-esque moments. You know what I'm saying? We get a fucking battle fight at the end, motherfuckers.
Right.
We get stabbing, hatchet burning. The Burning. But yeah, love Sleepaway Camp, but I gotta go with The Burning, but it doesn't matter. God damn it. So this week's Versus, the winner goes to
I love to be on the winning side finally.
No, finally gets it.
Yes.
Been a long time. And I'll just say this: The Fly is better than The Thing, and I stand by it.
Whoa!
Okay, Joel,
well, he has that one, and then he lost
Friday Night. Friday Night's better than The Lost Boys.
Well, Joel should have took the win.
Friday Night is better.
Whoa!
I walked out. I tried watching.
Wait a minute.
35mm recently, like at a theater, and I had to walk out because of how repulsed I was of it. Like how effective
of what
the sound design was and everything.
What movie?
The Fly.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. That'd be a
Yeah,
fun
but
one
wait
to
a
do.
minute. Wait a minute.
Take your win. You should have taken your win, man. Now you opened up a whole can of worms.
Okay,
He's got to end the episode.
I'm throwing down with fucking Lost Boys. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Well,
I'm throwing down. I've got more fucking Lost Boys on my wall than I know what to do with. Don't fuck with Lost Boys. Let's do this.
Listen,
let's do a round two. Let's do a round two.
We're running it back.
No, I think
for the next one. For the next one.
Lost Boys won. I lost that one.
Yeah.
What? It was Lost Boys versus what?
Friday Night.
Oh, Friday Night.
Friday Night.
Hey, wasn't Near Dark was on that
Boys
too,
won that one.
And it was Near Dark. There were 3.
Yeah, Near Dark was on that one too.
Yeah.
Friday Night.
It was a great episode, but Joel is not. He's not forgiving me.
I lost all of them. I'm glad Sleepaway Camp
was
won.
it down? Was it down to me? It was down to me, wasn't it?
It probably was. And you went and did this burning crap you just did right now. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Burning is a great movie, and Lost Boys is a great movie. You know, so I'm just glad Sleepaway Camp won because Sleepaway Camp is special to me. So I'm
I already had an inkling. I had to show some love for The Burning, but I already had an inkling anyway because the Geare Brothers, both of you badasses, if we have a tie, we go to the community to help break the tie. So I already knew Sleepaway Camp was going to win. But I had the channel members, Venom Mob Crew tier and up only. They have the power to vote just for fun. I'm adding them too, as well as the public poll. And it was only 7 votes for the channel members.
Wow.
There you go.
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
But it was cool seeing what they went for. Shout out to the channel members. Thanks for the support.
That's obviously wrong.
But
what?
What's wrong about? Yeah. It's just
Well,
No one holds a better judge than Joel. Let me tell you.
They never vote for what I
Joel,
want.
you keep this up, you're gonna get banned, son.
I know. But you know what, man?
You're gonna keep. Wait, hold on a
Stand up
second.
for
Wait.
what I'm a passionate person.
Oh, what happened to Joel?
Oh.
What happened?
Poor Joel.
Wow.
Where did he go?
Censorship.
What happened?
he's trapped in.
I'll
Okay,
stand up.
I'm just messing with you, brother. But yeah,
So
here's
that
the public community poll. Obviously they went straight for Sleepaway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there it is.
That's a little too close, but yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, 96 votes. So yeah, it would they would have brought the tie. They would have broken the tie if we had one. So had to show some love for The Burning. But yeah, this was awesome. Bringing horror versus back. We came back and kicked its ass. That's right, and took names, motherfuckers. So all you badasses watching, thank you for watching. If you're new here, hey, subscribe to the old Samurai Guy. But everyone here, all of the badasses information is in the description box below.
Really?
So you can follow all these awesome writers, filmmakers, actors, directors. That's right. Podcasters. That's right. Shout out to the Metal Tavern podcast. That's right. Anubis. And follow. Make sure you follow. A lot of cool stuff coming. Retaliators on his way. Headless Horseman next week. That's right. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Joel's future movie will have Felissa Rose in it. You know, we're going to watch it and support. Watch Beautiful Prison on Tubi. That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Next week, next Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, you know we're going to do this again. Got to represent October, baby. So all of you guys here, don't go anywhere, but I'll see you badasses on the next one. Thanks again for hanging out. And you know, Samurai Guy's got to show it one more time.
Oh, God, she's a boy.
Show the fucking blood.
Rick Myers, yeah.
What was
That's
that
great.
for? What was that? What was that a reference to? You're muted, Kizji.
Samurai.
Yeah, we still can't hear you. You're muted.
Samurai, you're muted, Samurai.
Are we still on the air?
There we
There
go.
you
are. We are
He got
still live.
booted from his own show.
Don't say nothing dumb, boys. We're still live.
We're still live. We're still live.
Hands up on Twitter.
No,
What was the Rick thing?
when I click on the video, it mutes me, and for some reason it lagged. So I'm still seeing Felissa Rose go and then Rick Myers do that, and I couldn't do anything, so I had to wait till it passed. But yeah, Action Film Autopsy. Me and Rick Myers were having fun talking about action films, and he was talking about The Gray Man, and I agree with him. I enjoyed The Gray Man for what it was, but I agree it needed to be rated R. It's not a superhero movie; it needs to be fucking rated R. You know, but the Russo brothers went PG-13. They pussyfied out. So that was his rant. Show the
We're still
fucking
live,
blood,
right?
which is hilarious. Yeah, we're still live.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. Take care.
Peace.